In a young, healthy person, they have good blood flow, good circulation. There's no plaque buildup. The arteries are flexible and pliable, not rigid or stiff. The heart functions normally. But as people age, nitric oxide production decreases, and the consequences are severe. Arteries become stiffer, more narrow, constricted, and plaque builds up. Circulation and blood flow decreases, limiting oxygen and nutrient delivery to every cell in the body. Blood pressure and fatigue increase. Sexual function decreases. Normal stem cell functions are lost. Inflammation increases. Cognition and memory decreases, increasing the risk of Alzheimer's. Basically, every function in the body works less efficiently. But technology exists to reverse these effects, to restore and repair normal nitric oxide production, and provide the best outcome as you age. By choosing to restore nitric oxide production, arteries become healthier, plaque in the lining of the blood vessel is removed, your circulation improves, heart function improves, blood pressure normalizes, sexual function improves, normal stem cell functions are restored, cognitive abilities improve, everything works better. In order to restore and fix the underlying problem of nitric oxide deficiency, you must first understand how the body makes nitric oxide. There's two ways the body makes nitric oxide. One is through the utilization of L-arginine through the enzyme nitric oxide synthase. But the older we get, and based on lifestyle conditions, this enzyme becomes dysfunctional. So over time, we make less nitric oxide through the nitric oxide synthase enzyme. And in this case, giving more L-arginine does not create more nitric oxide. The other pathway is dependent upon diet and the conversion of nitrate to nitrite to nitric oxide. In the mouth, nitrate is converted to nitrite by natural good bacteria. When saliva is swallowed, the acid in your stomach converts nitrite to nitric oxide. However, when people use medications like antacids, the nitrite to nitric oxide conversion is completely shut down. And when people use mouthwash, antiseptics, and antibiotics, the bacteria is killed, shutting down the nitrate to nitrite conversion. Proton pump inhibitors shut down this conversion too, but they also decrease nitric oxide production from the nitric oxide synthase enzyme through L-arginine by the production of an inhibitor called ADMA. In other words, in addition to the natural decreases that your body would see as you age, most of the people in America have this pathway of nitric oxide production completely shut down. So the challenge has always been, how do you fix the nitric oxide problem? If your body can't make nitric oxide, you need product technology to do it for you. And you need to restore and repair the ability to make nitric oxide naturally in the body. There is technology to fix the dysfunctional nitric oxide synthase enzyme. In fact, it recouples the enzyme and makes the body's ability to generate nitric oxide in the lining of the blood vessel better from L-arginine. You need product technology to restore steady-state concentrations of nitrite and the ability to produce nitric oxide from nitrite that's independent from stomach acid production. In short, you can overcome the loss of nitric oxide production with age and the use of antiseptics, mouthwash, antibiotics, proton pump inhibitors, and other lifestyle choices that shut down nitric oxide production. Nitrate products such as beetroot or green food supplements typically don't work. Most people lack the bacteria and the functional pathway to create nitric oxide from nitrate. L-arginine products don't work because without fixing how the enzyme couples, more L-arginine won't create more nitric oxide. It will create more oxidative stress with even further consequences, reducing nitric oxide production, causing further damage to the body. It's important to understand how the body makes nitric oxide and how lifestyle, daily practices, and drug therapy can interrupt nitric oxide production and put your body at risk for the many diseases characterized by the loss of nitric oxide. After all, how can you correct something if you don't know the cause? By eliminating practices that disrupt nitric oxide production and or using products that have been shown in clinical trials to restore nitric oxide production, you can help ensure your body has what it needs to generate this critical molecule. Nitric oxide biochemistry is complex, even for experts in the field. With nearly 2 decades of research, hundreds of publications, I know nitric oxide. We, the scientific community, know how the body makes it. We know what goes wrong in people that can't make nitric oxide, and most importantly, we now know how to fix the underlying problems and restore nitric oxide production. Once you fix these nitric oxide production pathways, it leads to better cardiovascular health. And once you restore the delivery of oxygen and nutrients to all cells in the body, everything works better. Literally everything.